Hello, I am Anand and I am going to read Chapter 1, The Indian Constitution and Secularism. What is a constitution? A constitution is a set of fundamental principles, rules, or established precedents according to which the government of a country is run. A written document in which we find such rules is called a constitution. Thus, the constitution is a framework of guidelines which lay down the nature and the principles of the politic system of a country, the powers and functions of the government, the rules that guard against the misuse of power by political leaders. The Indian Constitution. The Constitution of India is the supreme law of India. It was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 26th November 1949. It came into force on 26th January 1950. We celebrate the adoption of the Constitution on 26th January each year as Republic Day. All other laws of the land have to conform to the Constitution. By the beginning of the 20th century, the Indian national movement had been active in the struggle for independence of British rule. During the freedom struggle, our leaders had planned what a free India would be like. The long years of co- colonial rule under the British had convinced Indians that after independent India should be a democracy and which everyone should be treated equally and should be allowed to participate in choosing the government. In 1934, the Indian National Congress made the demand for a Constituent Assembly. The Independent Constituent Assembly, formed only of Indians, gained monument and was convened in December 1946. A group of around 300 people formed the Constituent Assembly in 1946 to work out the ways in which a democratic government would be set up in India and the rules that would determine its functioning. The members of the Constituent Assembly meet periodically for the next 3 years between December 1946 and November 1949 to write the Constitution of India. The Constitution of India begins with the words "We, the people of India." It is a comprehensive document which contains 448 articles in 25 parts, 12 schedules, and 100 amendments up to June 2015. Did you know? The original Constitution of India is handwritten with beautiful calligraphy and is kept in a special helium-filled case in a library of the Parliament of India. The Constitution of India is the longest written constitution of any sovereign country in the world. It is the most detailed constitution in the world. No other constitution has gone to such minute details as the Indian Constitution. The Preamble. The Constitution begins with the preamble, which contains the basic ideas and objectives of the Constitution. A preamble is an introduction to the Constitution and helps in understanding and interpreting the Constitution. It is thus called the soul of the Constitution. The preamble declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic republic. Significance of each of these terms. Sovereign. The term sovereign means the independent or supreme. India is a sovereign, self-governing country. It has an elected government of its own to make laws for the country. It is free from any external control. The term socialist was added to the preamble by the 42nd Amendment in 1976. It aims secure social and economic justice and equality. of opportunity for all citizens. Social equality implies that everyone is treated equally. There is no discrimination on the basis of race, caste, creed, religion, or sex. Economic equality refers to the fair distribution of wealth among the people. It seeks to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor by providing facilities of education, health, and employment to all. Secular. The term secular means giving respect to religions. The term secular was added to the preamble by the 42nd Amendment enacted in 1976. The preamble to the Constitution asserted that is a secular nation. A secular state is one in which the state does not officially promote any one religion as the state religion. There is no discrimination on the basis of religion. To practice, the people are free to practice, propagate, and follow his or her own religion. Democratic. The term democratic refers to the universal adult suffrage or the right to vote. All adult citizens have the right to vote. People choose their representatives through elections held every 5 years. These representatives are accountable to the people. Every citizen of the country is representative of his or her social background, can contest in elections. Republic. A republic is a form of government having an elected head of the state instead of hereditary head. India became a republic on 26th January 1950, the day our constitution came into force and the country got its first elected president. We celebrate that day as Republic Day. We have an elected president who has a fixed term of 5 years. The key features of the constitution are Main features of our constitution are written constitution. The Indian constitution, like the other constitutions, are is also a written constitution, partly rigid and partly flexible. It can change and grow with the passage of time, but the procedure for amendment is neither as easy as in England or nor as difficult as in USA. Federal structure but unitary in spirit. The Indian Constitution is federally in structure. The Constitution divides the powers between the central government and the state government. The state government not merely agents of the federal government but draw their authority from the constitution. But the central government has been made more powerful, making it unitary in essence. Parliamentary form of the government. The constitution provides for a parliamentary form of government. Through the president is the head of the executive. The real powers are vested with the Prime Minister. The Council of Ministers are headed by the Prime Minister and is responsible to the Lok Sabha. Separation of power. The Constitution provides for three organs of the state: the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. To ensure a balance between all the three organs, each organ acts like a check on the other organ. Independent judiciary. The makers of our constitution have provided for an independent judiciary. The Supreme Court is the guardian of the fundamental rights of the citizen. It also decides the disputes between central government and state government and between two or more states. Fundamental rights of citizen. Right to equality, right to liberty, right to freedom of religion, right to cultural and educational rights, right against exploitation, right to constitutional remedies. These rights are binding on both the legislature and the executive as they cannot be violated. The fundamental rights have legal sanctions. They can be enforced in a court of law. The fundamental rights therefore protect the guard this and guard the citizens against the misuse of power by the government as well as other individuals. Direct principles of state policy. The provisions of regarding the directive principles in the Constitution are the directions given to the central government and state government to adopt such policies which would help establish a just society in our country. Since India is a multinational and multi-religious country, secularism is very important in India. Secularism in India means India does not have an official state religion. It has adopted a policy of separation religion from the state. Right to freedom of religion is guaranteed to all of its citizens as the state treats all individuals as equal citizens regardless of their religion. There is freedom of belief, faith, and worship. Fine. The government does not fund any religion or religious institute. State can neither favor nor discriminate the people of any religion. Steps taken to safeguard the rights of religious minorities. To ensure the true spirit of secularism, the religious minorities. Following steps have been taken. No government institution or government office can display anything which promotes any one religion. The government-run schools cannot promote any religion or celebrate any religious festival within the school. Such a rule, however, does not apply to private schools. To respect the religious sentiments of all religious groups in India, the state has a policy of non-interference in religious practices of any religious community. Religious groups and communities are free to celebrate their religious festivals and practices. Exceptions to secularism. To make sure that all the citizens equally enjoy the fundamental right of freedom of religion, there are times when the state has to interfere in religion. Earlier, untouchables were not allowed to enter temples. This practice led to the discrimination against the lower caste. Untouchability has now been banned. To do away with the socio-religious injustice done to them for centuries, some seats have been reserved for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, government-run educational institutes and government services. Minority communities assistance are given financial assistance to set up their own educational institutes. Sikhs are allowed to wear turban instead of helmets while driving a scooter or motorcycle, though wearing helmet is compulsory by law. System of sati practiced for some Hindus has been declared illegal. Though Indian constitution guarantees the fundamental rights that are based on these secular principles, violation of these rights happen frequently, and that is why we need a constitutional mechanism to prevent them. These rights enable us to take action when our rights are violated. The practice of sati. Sati system was a religious practice among the Hindus in which the widow was expected to immolate, burn herself alive on her husband's bride. The widow who performed such an act was called sati, which means true. With the efforts of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, the practice was banned by law in 1829 by the British. Thank you.